Thank you so much. Please stand if you can. On the count of 3, with loud voices and hand engagement, I want you to scream the next 2 numbers you see on the screen. Are you ready? Yes. Oh, that was not loud enough. Are you ready? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Woo! Please take your seats. Now let me ask you, what does 6, 7 mean? By your facial expressions, I can tell that you have no clue. Yet, children, adults, and even the Pope has participated in this universal sign language that has no definition. But today, I would like to give it a meaning. Allow me to introduce to you an idea I developed called the 6-7 principle of life. And it is encapsulated in the acronym of the theme, ripples. Relationships intentionally position people to live with excellence for success. Please repeat that with me. Relationships intentionally positions people to live with excellence for success. Now, the 6-7 principle simply suggests that our deepest transformations are often shaped by 6 to 7 people who influence 6 to 7 decisions in our lives that has an impact in a moment of change 6 to 7 times across 6 to 7 years. Now, to better understand this principle, let's travel back to exactly 6-7 years ago. The world encountered and experienced one of the most disruptive periods of our lifetime, the COVID-19 pandemic. Everything came to a halt. Oh, and woe besides you if you sneezed. Everyone will look at you as if it was your personal responsibility that caused the global pandemic. Uncertainty, fear, and isolation dominated our lives. And we had come to the conclusion and belief that life will never be the same again. Yet, here we are, living again, building again, dreaming again. We're sitting next to each other without social distancing. We no longer need to even fight over toilet paper. And now you can sneeze, and people will finally say, "Bless you." It made me wonder, how did we regain momentum, rebuild relationships, and rediscover hope? Perhaps, after witnessing many lives being lost to the pandemic, we finally were reminded of an undeniable truth. The truth that people matter. That life is not simply measured by what we accumulate, but what matters most is the people that walk the journey with you. Think about this, how we enter into this world. During many births, a team of 6 to 7 professionals help and work together to safely deliver a baby. Now let's look at the opposite end of life, death. In many traditions at funerals, it requires 6 to 7 people to carry a casket. So from your first breath to your final farewell, it is a reminder that we do not live this life alone. And we are constantly surrounded by people who sustain and support us. As I dug deep, I am reminded that this 6-7 principle is not just a fascinating idea or a trend, but it is echoed in research. According to Stanford Center on Longevity, most adult humans require 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Entrepreneurship business research on business sustainability actually reveals that most successful businesses require 6 to 7 years in order to have long-term stability. Isaac Newton's sit and 7 number on the colors visible spectrum are violet and indigo, which are colors associated with purpose, with vision, with wisdom, and with transformation. And this is exactly what defines the ripple effect of the 6-7 principle. Nelson Mandela embodied the 6-7 principle. He sacrificed and devoted 67 years of his life in pursuit of freedom, of justice, of equality, and of human dignity. And after 27 years of being imprisoned, he emerged as South Africa's first democratically elected Black president. And this proved that prison could not imprison his purpose. Clock it. While Nelson Mandela's story changed history, my story changed me. On April 2017, it was a rainy night. I was heading home from work. A few months prior to that, I had just graduated with my undergrad degree, and I was working 2 demanding jobs, 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the bank, and 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the hospital. And I did this every single day. Although my bank account was growing, my relationships were shrinking. And I convinced myself that exhaustion was the price to pay for ambition. So on that night, 5 minutes away from home, my car was at a 4-way intersection. And then unbeknownst to me, a car that was speeding smashed into my car, propelling it to oncoming traffic, and I crashed into a curb. Everything was silent. I remember sitting in the car and asking myself, what just happened? In a few minutes, I was surrounded by police officers, ambulance, fire service. The police officer approached me and asked, what just happened? I was too stunned to speak that I couldn't answer. So she walked away and went to the guy that smashed his car into mine. And when he saw the police officer coming, he started dramatically holding his neck and his back in agony. And I said, how dare you? You hit me. A few minutes later, the police officer comes to me. She looks at me and says, I believe his story. Then she began to inscribe something on the pink sheet you see in the left corner. Then she looked me straight in my eyes and said the subsequent devastating words, you have been charged with careless driving. See you in court. I now faced the possibility of 6 demerit points, a fine of up to $2,000, the possibility of my driver's license being seized and suspended for up to 2 years, and a possibility of an up to 6-month jail time. And then, all for something I didn't do. Then a week later, after the accident, I received a call from the very job that I almost sacrificed my life for. They called me and said, Maame, De-Heer, you are fired. And that very moment changed my outlook on life. May 2017 came, and it was my court hearing. My paralegal lawyer went to represent me. And every evidence was stacked up against me. After the judge reviewed my file, he looked up at my lawyer and said, every charge against Maame De-Heer is dropped. Case dismissed. Yes, period. Relief ransacked my body, because how would life have been for me if I was convicted? But that very incident taught me a life lesson. It taught me to lean into community and lean into people. Because the people I encountered after that traumatic experience became the greatest catalyst of my life. And they began to open doors for me that I never imagined. After the accident, I went on to pursue a master's and doctorate degree. I entered into public service. I founded a thriving not-for-profit organization dedicated to empowering young Black women and girls across Canada, many of them in this room at the moment. I went on to receiving global engagement, advocating for African youth, especially at the United Nations. Oh, and I even had a viral moment last week, cheering for Ghana at our first World Cup game. Which, by the way, today we are winning our third game. And then, something that I had always desired to do happened. January 19, 2016, I took a screenshot of the TEDx logo. And I said to myself that one day, I will deliver a TEDx speech. I did not know how it was going to happen or when it was going to happen, but I knew that it would happen. And today, Saturday, June 27th, I stand here representing the act of faith that I took, delivering my first TEDx speech. Now, as I reflect, I realized that every achievement was not on my own. It was because there were people that believed in me, that opened doors for me. You know, for years, we've been made to think that we are self-made entrepreneur, self-made millionaire. But today, I'm here to debunk that mindset, that we are not self-made, we are ripple-made. Our strongest relationships actually contribute to how successful our life will be. Imagine taking the time to invest in the life of others, the communities that will be changed, the lives that will be transformed, and the futures that will be rewritten, all because you decided to be a ripple in someone's life. So before I leave, I want you to stand one more time. And you're going to scream the next two numbers that you see on the screen. But before you do so, you're going to give me so much energy than you did before. But this time, with the commitment and the pledge that when you leave this room, you are going to be a ripple in someone's life. You are going to be the reason why someone's life changed forever. So are we ready? Yes. Are we ready? Yes. Countdown on 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Now, don't just let those numbers stay in this room. Go and become someone 6 and someone 7. Because someone's future and their purpose starts with one ripple, and that ripple could be you. Thank you.